Hey weirdos, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. How are you guys doing today? If you missed the mani on my left hand, that was my Beach Babes little mani collab with Princess Sparkle Nail. I will leave it down in the description box in case you missed it and you want to check it out. Today, I've got my peel base on. I'm ready for a new mani on my right hand, and I've got some new products from Feifa Dips. Stephanie, the owner of Feifa, I had to message her, by the way, and ask her how to pronounce her company. I had no idea, but there's a cute story to that, and I'll get to that here in a little bit. But let's check out this packaging. Can you even? This is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. First of all, can we just take a moment to appreciate the glow stick? It has been a hot minute since I've had a glow stick in my hand. And sadly, my daughter, because I filmed this ahead, as you guys know, I film ahead a little bit. I filmed this before my kids left to go to New York, and she snatched up my glow stick, and I was super sad. But look at these colors, and they're all coordinating. The glitters and the solids all match, and I thought she did such a great Disco Inferno. Can you even? Burn, baby, burn. I could not help myself. So I'm going to do a little neon mani. I'm going to do nothing crazy, just a basic mani. I want to try out the products, but I'm going to play later with the iGel Beauty foils and their transfer foil gel for two reasons. One, I hadn't tried them yet. I've tried other foils and foil gels, but I've never tried the iGel Beauty, so we're going to do that. But also, I've had a lot of questions in the Mani Fam group, and even I had questions because all things are different, you know? And I know that I've seen some people struggling with the iGel foil gel and the foils. So I'm going to show you how I did them and how I got them to work. We'll get into that a little bit later. Per usual, I will be leaving timestamps down in the box for you guys in case you want to bounce around. But I'm going to appreciate the absolute adorable packaging, and she really did think of everything. I love the neons. Can you tell? I'm a neon girl. So I'm going to do this with gel liquids. You can use dip liquids if you want. I'm in a gel liquid kind of mood lately. I don't know why. I do know why. Actually, in my personal opinion, I have found recently that I really love using gel liquids. I am using peel base. I am because I'm wearing extensions and I don't want to soak off my extensions. By the way, if you missed my last video, the extensions I'm wearing are the iGel Full Coverage Pro Gel extensions, I think they're called. I did an application with these on my daughter's nails. It was her Pride Mani. I will leave that in the box for you to reference as well if you want to see how I did the application process. But I'm going to go in with my gel liquids. Again, over the peel base. I'm using UNT peel base, just one generous coat over my extensions. I'm going to pour over. I have found this to be my new favorite method. I have to use it with peel base. I don't have a choice because I do not want to remove gel from my nails. It's a giant pain in the ass. If you've done it before and you hate that as much as I do, leave me a comment down below. Oh, by the way, if you're new here, hi, I'm Marlakris. I'm so glad you're here. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing. I would love to have you as part of the Mani Fam. If you like this video or if you find me mildly entertaining at some point, feel free to give me a thumbs up. It actually really helps me out, and then I will know that you liked it because I'm not a psychic and I don't know. I mean, I can ask you guys, but you know, just tell me. It makes my life a little bit easier. So I'm pouring over this gorgeous pink, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the flat pink and the flat yellow. And then I'm going to meet them in the middle with the pink and yellow glitter. And we're going to do a little ombre. And then we're going to do some foils. So that's what's happening. That's my game plan. I will be leaving everything that I'm using right now in the description box per usual. You should know that I'm using Dipalicious gel base. Probably going to use Dipalicious gel top too. I have been loving the Dipalicious. If I sound like a broken record, it's because I have to be, because I love them that much. They do not contain HEMA. If you don't know what HEMA is, it's an ingredient commonly found in gel products that can cause pretty significant allergies. So I try to really stay away from that kind of thing. I have not had a reaction yet that I'm aware of, but I'm not trying to catch an allergy to nail products because that would probably inhibit my ability to create content for you guys, and I don't want to see that happen. I would miss you. So I am using Dipalicious. I am also not flash curing. I'm curing the whole thing. After I pour over and I clean up my cuticle area, I cure for 30 seconds, and that sets everything in place. That gets everything nice and cured. And also, not curing your products correctly or appropriately can also lead to allergies. So you want to make sure you're always curing your stuff if you're using gel. If you're using dip, you can ignore everything I just said. Also, Should mention that when I put on my gel base, I don't know if you've noticed, you will going forward now after I mention it, but I tend to pick up a generous amount of base, like a nice bead on the bottom of my brush. I wipe off one side of the brush completely and leave the other side with a nice big bead on the bottom. I will quote unquote dump most of that gel in the center of my nail towards the free edge area so I don't flood my cuticle. And once I have all that excess product from center to free edge, then I will go in and gently nudge the product up to my cuticle, making sure to not touch. You don't want to get this on your skin. If it cures on your skin, it can cause a menagerie of issues. It's going to be difficult to file that off, probably painful, and you might cut yourself, but also it can cause lifting, so we're going to want to stay away from that. I am doing 2 dips. As you can see, these powders are so opaque. I did not need any type of white underneath for the neons to pop like this. I so enjoyed using these products. And speaking of FIFA dips, Miss Stephanie, the owner of FIFA, you know what I'm saying, potato. I'm sorry, Stephanie. She is one of the sweetest things ever. I really try, when I'm getting involved with new companies that I've never worked with before, I really try to get to know them a little bit on a personal level, not like just on a business level. And I spent a good deal of time just chit-chatting with her. And when I say chit-chat, I mean, we DM, on Instagram like I do most of the companies I work with, but I like sending voice memos. I like to hear your tone, hear your inflection, and get a sense of your personality. And I gotta say, I would be besties with her. I love her to pieces. Stephanie, I just want to hug you. You're the cutest thing ever. And I'll tell you about the name of her company because I was super curious. I like to know these things. Am I nosy? Probably, but I mean, intrigued, if you will. So the name of her company is Efile, but it looks like F3FA, right? So the E is like a 3. The reason it's Efile Dips, now she's from Puerto Rico, or I don't know if she's from Puerto Rico, but I know she's Puerto Rican. And apparently in Puerto Rico, the nickname for Stephanie is Fefa. And I'm like, that is just the cutest thing I've ever heard in my whole entire life. And I want to call her that from now on. Am I allowed? Is that okay? Yeah, I'm a weird. If you guys haven't noticed yet, I'm the biggest weirdo ever. This is kind of why you're here, isn't it, though? So now that I've finished with the pink and I've yapped on and on for what seems like forever, I'm going to get into this gorgeous yellow. You guys, if you haven't, what video was it? I think it was Phoenix Ash's video that I did with the gel ombre. I have been so feeling yellow lately, and this color did not disappoint. Again, if you're going to require a white base underneath a neon, it's going to be a yellow or a green. You can get away with a lot with other colors, blues and pinks and oranges, but yellow and green, for me, always tend to require an opaque base underneath like a white. But watch how opaque this is in just 2 pour overs, and this is not dipping. You guys may know dipping and pouring over are very different application techniques, and when you pour over, you're not going to get the same opacity as you would if you were dipping. I don't dip because I'm using gel base, and gel base moves because it doesn't dry, in air. It has to be cured. So I always pour over. So I tend to always have a lighter application when I'm using gel base and pouring over, which I actually prefer. It makes filing a whole lot less, intense, but the opacity is just gorgeous. So I'm going to finish up the application here of the yellow, and then we're going to get into the ombre, do a little glitter ombre, do a little foiling, and I'll come back for the next step. Can you even with these glitters? They're so beautiful. And they're not chunky anything. They're more of like a foily type glitter, flaky type glitter, if you will. So they're not a super pain in the butt to like get to stick down. They lay super flat, super nice, and we're gonna ombre them. I've heard a lot of people say that glitters and flakies specifically are very difficult to ombre. I say it really depends on the formula of the dip. These two, as you're gonna see, ombreed perfectly, beautifully. I have zero issues. I'm gonna grab my fluffy eyeshadow brush and I'm gonna do this just the same way as if I were using my dip liquids. Again, using gel, so it's kind of different, but kind of not. It's just gonna stay wet, which actually, when it comes to doing an ombre, might be super beneficial because if you have done an ombre using dip liquids, you'll know that sometimes that dip base will dry up on you before you have a chance to finish your ombre, and it can look and feel really uneven. With gel, because it doesn't dry unless you cure it, you have an infinite amount of time to get your ombre on. And again, one of the things that I love about using, did you guys ever think I would be a gel-based person? If you've been around for a while, if you're one of my OGs, how surprised are you that I'm like really feeling gel-based right now? I never thought it would happen, but I kind of got suckered into it. I don't know. It's the extensions, man. I don't know what else to say. But so I got the pink on. I'm going to get in with the yellow glitter here. Did I mush things up a little bit in the cupcake liners? Yeah, I was kind of annoyed at myself that I accidentally dropped in a couple of specks of the other color in there, but I'm not going to notice it. And you're not going to notice it either. Well, you probably are now because I just told you, but look away. I'm going to finish up this ombre. I'm going to give this a cure, and then I'm going to do one more coat. And then I'm going to file and buff off camera. I will leave my filing and buffing routine down in the box for you guys, and I'll come back for foils. I know I said I'd come back for foils, but I lied. I'm back now because I wanted to mention I did 2 coats of that ombre on my middle finger. I showed you one, didn't want to be redundant. And now I'm going to encapsulate. I do not use clear dip powder when I'm using gel liquids because clear dip powder doesn't absorb very well into gel and it can look cloudy or grainy or gritty. So instead of clear dip powder, I encapsulate using a coat of gel base, cure that for 30 seconds, and then a coat of gel top, and I cure that for 60 seconds. That kind of, the gel base and the gel top replaces the clear for me, and I file and buff right over it. Is it sad to buff over something so shiny and glossy? Yeah, it is. But it's gonna become glossy and shiny again later, so it's okay. No, it's okay. It's all right. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish that up, file and buff, and then we're gonna get into these foils. So I went ahead, did all my filing and shaping, and now they're ready for foils. And I'm going to cleanse them first with my Young Nail Swipe Solution. You don't have to use Swipe Solution if you don't have it or you don't want to buy it. You can use just plain old rubbing alcohol. I'm just getting any remaining dust off my nails. I do de-dust with just a fluffy brush first to get most of it off, and then I'll go in, scrub it all down, make sure there's no dust particles on my nail whatsoever, because we're going to put on some gel. We're going to do foil gel. Actually, I'm going to do base coat first. That'll keep your foil gel from peeling later. So I'm going to get in with gel, and you don't want dust to get stuck in there. It will cause a little microscopic bump, if you will, like a little grain of something sticking up. And if you're anything like me, I don't do really well with texture on my nail. I really like my nails to be as smooth as possible. So if that bothers you, go the extra step. Make sure you're de-dusting super duper well. So again, this is gel base. Same base I was using earlier. I find this can really help prevent whatever you put on top of this from peeling off, because gel top, foils, chrome, all that stuff can have a tendency to peel up on you because mostly the nails are too smooth. You can remedy this by just not buffing your nail and leaving it rough. However, I tend to not really dig on that too much, because sometimes, especially depending on what grit file you use, you can see scratch marks. It just doesn't look even, and I feel incomplete when I don't buff my nails. So moving on to the foil. This is the iGel Transfer Foil Gel. I'm putting on a thin-ish coat of this. I didn't go crazy with it. Like, it's not super thin, but it's not thick. It's like a medium. I guess I'm applying it the same way I would a gel base. And here's the key. And I had to go right to the source. One of my moderators, who I love with my whole entire heart, she is very involved with iGel Beauty as well. And I had to go to her, and I'm like, girl, I need to know how to do this, because it's not working for me. It's not working for me. So she told me how to do it, and it worked. You have to cure it for a full 60 seconds, and then you have to let it cool off for a minute, and then you can go in with your foils, which is exactly what I did on my index nail. And how cute is that? They're absolutely adorable. So now that I put my foil down, and you want to make sure you know where you're putting it beforehand, because you can't really pick it up and redo it once it's on the nail. Pre-plan, if you will. So I'm getting it on there. I'm putting a decent amount of pressure. You want to make sure those are really stuck down on that transfer gel. And once you have it as you want it, once you feel like those foils are sticking enough, then you can go ahead and remove the foil and see your image transferred. And I thought this looked so stinking adorable. I really liked them. I love the foils. The gel worked well once I figured out how to use them. And that's what we're left with. I really enjoy doing this set. I really love the outcome too. So now that that's done, I'm gonna bust out my Dipalicious top again and get my top coat on over these foils. And because I did the base and then the foil gel, which is sticky itself, I'm fairly confident that these nails will not peel. They're not gonna, and they didn't. I had these on for a full week, and I had zero gel peeling. Nothing happened, nothing went wrong, and I really love them. So I'm gonna let you watch me get my top coat on, and I will come back with final thoughts. Top coat is cured. I got my cuticle oil on. I'm still rocking the Sunny Bamboo from CSC. I absolutely am obsessed with this scent. What do you guys think of the Mani? This was definitely in my top 10. Like, I couldn't be happier with the way this came out. I love the products. Everything works so beautifully. I love them. I have nothing else to say. They're just adorable, perfect summer. They're like strawberry lemonade nails, if you will. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and spending some time with me today. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.